Welcome back. We are here having done our reading with some very interesting lore, and it is time to do a story quest or two. Some of the ones we've been putting off for far too long. Now I did notice we have an event coming up, happening now. Now, I don't imagine there will be spoilers, but I'll let it sit for a little bit while we're doing these story quests. We have 17 days. And you guys can let me know if there's anything major in it. And if so, if it's the whole thing or if it's just a small part of it that can be easily be ignored. Besides that, we have a test run to do. Chiori. Looks like she's the only one. All right, let's go ahead and take care of Chiori's trial run. If I remember right, she is a dual wielder. After using her elemental skill, Chiori will summon Tomoto to attack opponents, dealing geo damage, and execute an upward sweep. For a short time after her upward sweep attack, one of the following effects may be triggered based on the next action. Tap her elemental skill to cause the next character to take the field, and have Tomoto execute coordinated attacks for a duration, or tap her normal attack to gain Geo Infusion for a certain duration. Oh. It says it will go to the next character. I assume it'll literally the next one in the order that you have them in. While Tomoto persists in if any geoconstructs exist nearby or a geoconstruct is created, up to one additional Tomoto will be summoned. Ooh. Okay. And her elemental burst deals geo damage to nearby opponents. Oh, is that the Tomoto? It's a cool little doll. That's awesome. Looks illuminated too. And it's of yourself. Yeah, she's got the dual swords. I love it. Instantly in love. In reality, they're impractical. But damn it, they are so stylish and cool. All right. The owner of Chioria Boutique, a tailor renowned throughout Fontaine. The Grand Couture. As long as she doesn't use an umbrella. I think that's a sewing needle. Maybe. Threading the needle. 6 paths of sage silkcraft in 5 colors dyed. Are they counting down? 4 brocade embellishments, a tailor's 3 courtesies, 2 silken plumeules, and sole principal pursuit. I like that. That's a fun one. I like it when they're clever with the names of the constellations. I think they always try to do something at least somewhat clever, but some are more successful than others. Right, weaving blade. Seems. I think the damage there is pretty good. In line, at least with others. And she attacks really fast, too. So that's good. Fluttering Hasade dashes nimbly forward with silken steps. Once this dash ends, Chiori will summon the automaton doll Tomoto beside her and sweep her blade upward, dealing AoE geo damage to nearby opponents based off her attack and defense. Oh. Based off both attack and defense. Interesting. Huh. See how they scale. The specific distribution. Holding the skill will cause it to behave differently, of course. If you hold, enter aiming mode to adjust the dash direction. Useful. And then Tomoto slash at nearby opponents. Yes, at intervals. Wonder how good an interval it is. Dealing AoE geo damage based on Chiori's attack and defense. While active, if there are a nearby geoconstructs are created nearby, additional Tomoto will be summoned next to your character. Only one additional Tomoto can be summoned in this manner, and its duration is independently counted. Oh, good. So, in other words, she would go very well with, say, Ningguang or Zhongli, I think. I'm not sure if Bowl Chucker's bowl that he chucks counts as a geoconstruct. But that might also count, in which case she would go very well with him too, as a sort of sub-DPS support. Actually, I don't know if she'll make a good support, but a good sub-DPS. Sakura red dyes the brocade. The fragrance suffuses the sleeves. The aureoles intoxicated. I'm not really knowledgeable about tailoring. I recognize brocade and aureoles, but I can't really point to what part of the outfit they are. Okay. Scales better off defense, but depending on the quantity of... I'm not sure if they're equally easy to raise. I guess it'll partially depend on what her base attack and her base defense are. By partially, I mean entirely depend, since that's the only one that the percentages of your artifacts target. 17 seconds. Now that's nice. That's really nice. And the cooldown is 16 seconds. That's much nicer. Ooh, I love to see it. Now, 3.6 second attack interval isn't as great. I've never timed Oz, for example, but I think he attacks faster than that. Certainly with C6 Fischl, where he attacks frequently. Machine Gun Oz. Looks like the upward sweep attack does good damage too. Just 239% would be good on its own, but the extra 299%, especially... Wait, no. So that's the attack from using the skill. So the actual damage that it's doing at 3.6 second intervals is actually quite nice. I'll have to check Oz as a point of comparison, since that's kind of the same role she's filling. I assume since she's a 5-star, it's better, but... Hyoku Twin Blades. Twin blades leave their sheaths as Chiori slices with the clean cuts of a master tailor, dealing AoE geo damage based on her attack and defense. Do you use your swords when tailoring to cut your cloth? If so, impressive, if impractical. I love the way she does her hair. It's really cool, really intricate. Master one principle, and the path to all others shall open to you. I do appreciate it's not too complex and doesn't require much reading. And does excellent damage, with a pretty short cooldown and exceptionally low energy cost. Huh. So this is just a, I think probably just an AoE attack. Attacks anyone nearby at the time, probably. Though, yeah, it seems like she might be better suited as a, I mean, she can probably do well as a sub-DPS, but it seems like she does better as a main DPS. Tailor-made. You could say that this skill, this talent, is tailor-made for her. Actually, I think that's not actually all that clever. She's, since I'm pretty sure that's where the phrase tailor-made comes from. Literally made by a tailor. Gain different effects depending on the next action you take within a short duration after using Fluttering Haside's upward sweep. Right? Oh, this is where the what we read before is from. If you press the elemental skill, you will trigger the tapestry effect. If you press your normal attack, the tailoring effect will be triggered instead. See, with tapestry switches to the next character in your roster, right? Grants all your party members seize the moment. When your active party members' normal attacks, charged attacks, and plunging attacks hit a nearby opponent, Tomoto will execute a coordinated attack. Oh, just like Oz. Dealing 100% of Fluttering Haside's upward sweep damage as AoE damage. I see. So they're basically saying, dealing its upward sweep damage, which is actually far better than the regular damage. Let's see. Damage dealt this way is considered elemental skill damage. Right. Seize the moment lasts for 8 seconds. And one of Tomoto's coordinated attacks can be unleashed every 2 seconds. 2 such coordinated attacks can occur per seize the moment effect duration. Okay. So not quite Oz, but much more powerful. And that is in addition to Tomoto's just normal attacking. And with tailoring, Chiori gains Geo Infusion for 5 seconds. I guess that can be nice, but it seems to me the coordinated attacks are probably better, I would think. Outside of special situations. When on the field, if Chiori does not either press her elemental skill or use a normal attack within a short time, after using Fluttering Haside's upward sweep, tailoring effect will be triggered by default. Fair enough. Finishing touch. When a nearby party member creates a Geo construct, Chiori will gain 20% Geo damage bonus for 20 seconds. Okay. That helps push things more in favor of tailoring. However, that Geo damage bonus will also, I think, help out with the coordinated attacks. Brocaded Collar's Beauteous Silhouette. When any party member is wearing an outfit apart from their default outfit, or is wearing a wind glider other than the wings of first flight, your party members will obtain the Swift Stride effect. Movement speed increased by 10%. Nice. That's fun. Well. Let's see how she does. Hey guys.
Lend me a hand. I'm the frying pan into the fire.
So it looks like it's stuck in position, but it does look like it can
Silk.
nice. It has a pretty good AoE. That's good damage. It looks like it's stuck in spot, but it can attack from good range. All right.
Don't waste my time.
And that gets a second one. Nice.
How tacky. Scatter.
Nice.
Get out of here. Everybody stand back. You're toast.
Oh, it's done. She's good, I think. I do think she's good. Whether I'm willing to use Primogems or wishes on her is another question, especially since I won't really train her up for quite a long time, I don't think. And considering there's 2 people on the next banner that I really want. And even hell, on this banner, I wouldn't mind Harataki Ito either. He's a fun character. Also doesn't help that I'm not too intent on getting any of the 4 stars on this banner. I mean, I'm glad I have Yunjin. I mean, I'm glad I have all 3 of them. I'm not sure it's worth it to pull for the constellations, though. But let's see what we have. Or wait, no, I can't. Shoot. I was going to say what the next 4 stars are going to be. All right. Yeah, we won't find out who those 4 stars are going to be for a while, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to be waiting for Noivelet and Kazuha. Oh, right. We have the new Ode to the Dawn, which the way they're doing this kind of reminds... Well, I guess it's kind of different. It reminds me of what the Star Rail is doing with its standard banner, where you wish a bunch of times for a specific character you want, or you're guaranteed a character, a specific character you want. I guess it's not quite the same. I wouldn't mind getting Albedo. I mean, he's the only one here I don't have, but mostly just, I mean, come on, he belongs in a team with Klee. Him, Klee, Sucrose, and Jean belong together. Actually, Sucrose mostly because of Albedo. Who else would make the most sense for Klee? It's got to be a Knight of Favonius, of course. But I'm not sure which one makes who she's closest to outside of Albedo and Jean. Maybe Amber? Maybe, I mean, it could be Amber. It could be, holy cow, how am I blanking on Mr. Ice Boy's name? Shoot. Well, regardless. All right. We are going to do, I think we're going to do Xiao. Then we're going to do Jean. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, after that, well, I mean, I do want to do all of them. But no, yeah, after that, we'll get back into, I guess we'll be jumping straight into the chasm. Or maybe we'll go ahead and do the quest for the new area while it's still relatively fresh in my mind. The lead-in, that is. Yes, I will accept this quest. Butterfly's Dream, the Master of Stars Deception. We did a check near Wang Shuin. Makes sense, that is where he typically hangs out. You discover some hilichurls near Wang Shuin that are giving off dark energy. Just as an adeptus who calls himself Star Snatcher is performing some exorcist arts nearby. I don't imagine... I guess it could be that this is supposed to be your first introduction to him. It might be. Just the fact that it's, you know, all mysterious here. Also, I think this is the first time I've heard him referred to as Star Snatcher.
Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Oh. And of course, we do have that event as well. See, I should probably figure out where exactly I'm going. Down? Oh. All the way over. Fair enough. Been a long time oh, hey. Oh, right. We were investigating some hilichurls with the dark energy. It's like, I don't remember seeing any around here. That can't be good. Hey, leave each other alone.
Is it just Paimon, or is there something weird about those hilly trails over there?
They do give off a sinister energy and do seem unusually agitated. Like with each other. They're usually agitated with me, but not so much with each other.
Paimon thinks so too. We've seen plenty of hilly trails before,
Oh, yeah.
and they're always the bad guys.
What?
This is different.
I think from their perspective, we're probably the bad guys, Paimon. We do slaughter them by the hundreds.
Uh-oh. This is right by the Wangshu Inn too. The guests are in great danger.
Paimon, you might not be...
Now that we've seen it, if
Oops.
we don't do anything about it, Paimon will feel really guilty. Let's go take care of them.
Yeah, Paimon, you might not know this. I'm pretty sure you've been there with me. The head of that inn, I forget his name. He's very, very strong. He could absolutely obliterate a few hilichurls. I'm just saying. I wouldn't worry too much. Granted, these ones do have strange energy. Hey guys.
Illusion shattered.
They seem like normal hilichurls to me.
These super evil hilichurls are more difficult to defeat
Are
than the
they?
usual kind too.
I might just be too powerful, but they seemed pretty normal to me. Maybe, well, actually, I guess maybe they did take more hits than the base hilichurl normally would have. Hard to say.
Hey, seems like people are gathering over there.
How did we not notice that
Wonder what
before?
they're doing.
Nice mask. Oh, hey, it's the, actually, I might be misremembering. Those, I feel like I'm pretty sure we saw those talismans a long time ago, though. Like, early on. In the, Leoa quest. Wow.
Whoa! See that guy in the mask? He scared off all the hilichurls.
He did. That's impressive. Yeah, they were like adeptal talismans or something. I want to say we used them for the, or they were somehow involved with the rite of ascension or descension. Regardless, the funeral, right? And I want to say I want to say Child and company were forging them or forgering. They were making forgeries, I think. Could he be an Adeptus? Yeah, it did look like he was using some sort of adeptal art.
Oh, you mean like Xiao? Now that you mention it, this guy's mask is kind of similar to the one that he wears.
Well, that answers that question. This was absolutely not the first introduction to Xiao. Well, actually, they could just... That line of dialogue, I guess, could be changed depending on whether or not you've actually met Xiao yet.
But the magic he was using seemed even more adeptus-y than Xiao's. Shall we
But-
go say hi?
More Adeptus-y than Xiao's. Xiao is literally an Adeptus, though. Aren't all of his abilities basically Adeptus-y, Paimon? Silly. Was that divine something? As powerful as ever. It is indeed divine. Ah, I see. Oh. Hello, so. Oh, well. I guess Xiao is, in fact, not Star Snatcher. That would explain why I've never heard him referred to as Star Snatcher.
Hello. Allow us to introduce ourselves. This is...
What?
Please, if you're here to thank me, there's
Wait a
no
minute.
need. Cleansing the world of evil is the duty of the Adepti. Think nothing of it. One certainly doesn't.
Oh, you're definitely an Adeptus, referring to yourself as one. But no, that voice. I don't know if it was in Genshin or not, but I swear I've heard that. I do feel like Was it in Genshin I heard it? I swear I've heard that voice.
Wait. Who are you? One had assumed you were followers, but on closer inspection, it seems that we have not met.
No. Just travelers passing by, following the trail of the Adepti.
My name's Paimon, and this is my sidekick.
Hey! I am not the sidekick, Paimon. You are the sidekick. Thank you very much. You're the Robin to my Batman.
Then it is right that our paths coincide. One too shall introduce oneself, for it is good manners to comply.
Well, you're quite nice. I appreciate that. And sorry, Paimon, but you are not the Nightwing version of Robin either. Sorry.
The one before you is the Adeptus, Master of Stars, though one is better known to one's followers as Star Snatcher.
Makes sense. As the Master of Stars. Well, is that your actual Adeptus name? Like the equivalent of Moon Carver or Mountain Shaper? Sorry, Angry Bird.
One descended from one's mountain abode to cleanse the world of evil, whereupon fate saw fit that our paths should cross. Now, tell me that which you wish for.
And you know what? I actually wasn't expecting him to just come out and say he was an Adeptus. Very cool. I guess that does explain why the others... Will you stop clapping already? Why they were saying he was divine.
Our wishes? Paimon thought that the Adepti and Leela were just really good in battle. You mean you can grant people's wishes too?
I don't know. They're not genies, but... I mean, it's within his power to grant. And now they're not just good at battle. They have a lot of mystical abilities that can be applied in many ways, Paimon. You know Cloud Retainer, right? She's excellent in things besides battle.
There are different levels of Adepti. Are not the stars loftier than the mountains, clouds, and moon?
Mountain Shaper, Cloud Retainer, and Moon Carver. Are you trying to say you're better than them, Star Snatcher? That's fun.
Yet, it is unbecoming of an Adepti to boast of one's powers. One would have you first speak to one's followers, and only then make your verdict.
I think you're sort of indirectly boasting, but sure. Alright, I guess we'll talk to the male believer, the mercantile believer, and the female believer. I guess we'll go mercantile first.
The Millilith don't really need to do shifts when the Master of Stars is around, do they?
Do they? He's only one Adeptal, or Adeptus. He can't be everywhere at once, I assume. I suppose I don't necessarily know his full extent of his powers, but I'd be shocked if he could be everywhere. What do you know about the Master of Stars?
I'm a merchant, and I had an especially valuable batch of goods that needed transporting recently.
Okay.
So I asked the Master of Stars if he would make the journey with me, as presumptuous as that was.
You know, there is a certain somebody who could probably use the work to help pay for his hobby that, well, we just became good friends with. You should hire him next time.
Reason being, monsters run a mile as soon as he so much as holds up his talisman. We didn't have the slightest bit of trouble the whole journey.
That is pretty convenient.
It didn't come cheap, of course.
Stop that.
But then, soliciting the services of an Adeptus is a monumental affair. Just look at the Rite of Dissension.
That was it.
So, I can accept it.
Or wait, no.
But I doubt that most from outside of Liyue would be willing to.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the Rite of Dissension was the one where, you know, he was supposed to descend, but then that's the one where, you know, he pretended to be dead. I think. But also, if it's that expensive, maybe you should consider hiring the standard transport security company. female believer.
Finally, a life full of hope and purpose.
Wait. I mean, okay. Why do you say that? What are your thoughts on the Master of Stars?
Oh, are you believers too?
I mean, I believe he's an Adeptus. But I don't know what beyond that I might believe in.
After my fiancé had been left, I cried every day.
And why did, I guess he fills that hole in your heart?
But then I turned to the Master of Stars for help. At his suggestion, I started burning paintings of my fiancé and casting the ashes into the ocean at sunrise.
That's gotta be cathartic.
I can't explain it, but it really worked.
I mean,
I know in my heart that he'll return. This is not some sort of positive thinking trick. I'm certain of it.
oh. Alright, I'm not gonna dash your hopes right now. Not sure burning his portraits, though, is gonna do the trick.
I'm so overjoyed that I gave a portion of my wedding budget to the Master of Stars as an offering. After all, if not for him, I wouldn't be getting my fiancé back, in which case I wouldn't need it anyway.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if I've ever really known an Adeptus to really need or want money. I guess Shunyun did recently, but that, I mean, she's trying to go and live in the human world. I guess maybe he's sort of doing that. I'll hold off on doubting him being an Adeptus, being a fraud for the moment. But, he very well actually could, I suppose, just be... No, I said I would hold off on doubting him.
Have you seen the Master of Stars in action? His power truly hails from the divine.
I mean, basically, it is Adeptus power, so that's effectively divine, if not literally.
I believe that now there is finally some hope for my ailing father.
Your ailing father? Man, you seem less like an Adeptus and more like a prophet sort of figure. Like a religious figure. I say that realizing that the Adepti are, in fact, basically religious figures. But not how I meant, though. Tell me about the Master of Stars.
Watching him use his magic is all the proof you need. A true Adeptus, no doubt about it.
The fact that the fact that you guys are all saying stuff like that, I am much more beginning to think that he's a fraud. I mean, anyone can call themselves one and speak like an Adeptus. But it does tell me he's probably met Adepti before.
Not long ago, I sought some medicine from him on behalf of my ailing father. The difference with Boo Boo Pharmacy's prescriptions was like night and day, I tell you.
Wait, you saying his worked better than the Boo Boo Pharmacy's?
Once it was boiled and ready, it gave off this really ethereal mist. Seemed pretty adeptal to me.
I mean...
Could have also been because there was mistflower in it, though.
Probably. Yeah, no, I'm pointedly staring at you right now, Star Snatcher. This could be misdirection, but the game seems to be implying you're a fraud.
Adepti medicine is surely the most potent. My father will recover soon. I just know
he hasn't actually recovered yet. So how was the difference night and day then? I guess the flashiness of it.
Sure, you have to make some sacrifices if you seek help from an Adeptus like the Master of Stars. I had to give a few antiques as offerings. But my father's life is worth much more than a few old relics, right?
Yes, but I also really hate people who take advantage of those, that are desperate like you. Especially you two, but hell, even the merchant guy. Less so him, but definitely you two. Mr. Male and female fans.
What do you think? One's adherents may exaggerate a little, but they speak from the heart.
From their imaginations, I'd say.
Surely you jest. There was once a senior adeptus, Xie Wuliang, known to the people as Liangzi. He said this.
Is that one of the ones I know? I don't believe so. But it's not like I know every Adeptus.
All things are connected. That which mortals call imagination is merely the bridge betwixt the spiritual and the material.
That's poetic, but it's basically all it is.
In other words, their wishes are already on the path of transitioning into reality. Does this make things clearer?
Ah, you're one of them. You gonna manifest it with your wishes, are you? No.
Nope. It makes them way more complicated. But basically what you're saying is that their wishes can come true, right?
I mean, they can. Obviously, but not if this person's a fraud and wasting their time and money.
Indeed. You are perceptive, my diminutive friend.
You're diminutive.
Okay. So we also have one other question.
Oh? You need but ask.
Why do you wear a mask? Go on, take it off. Let me see.
Hey, isn't that a bit inappropriate?
Maybe, but I really want to see under the mask.
Indeed. It would be inappropriate for one to remove one's mask.
And why is that?
One wanders among mortals, doing good and cleansing evil. One reveals not one's visage to avoid further disturbance to this realm than is necessary.
I'm not sure I believe you. In fact, you know what I bet? I bet that mask... Actually, probably not. But I was going to say, I bet that mask is one of the masks of the Yaksha? The Xiao's friends, his compatriots, his comrades, that are, I'm pretty sure, all dead. Certainly modeled, I think, after them. Though I'm not sure I've ever looked at Xiao's mask all that closely. Haven't seen him enough.
Ah, got it.
Now then, what are your wishes?
I think his has horns. Right there. Well, I'd like to get rich quick. I want power rivaling that of the gods. Well.
Indeed, a great many obstacles may be overcome, given commensurate power. But one cannot but wonder, what grudge have you against the gods?
Actually, is one specific god.
So be it. This wish is not beyond one's power to grant.
Really?
But first, one must see some proof of your faith.
There it is. I was gonna say, I think he's just leading us along. Yeah, no, I'm not falling for it.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're a fraud. Yeah.
The way of the Adepti cannot be grasped from words alone. One must seek the profound truths that lie beyond them. Should you fail to perceive one's hidden meaning, then regrettably, one may lend you no aid.
Your hidden meaning of requesting a bribe? Let's ask this. Let's put it this way, Star Snatcher. If I went over and talked to my good friend Cloud Retainer, would she know who you are?
What do we do?
Or better yet,
Paimon doesn't understand him at all.
since I don't know if she knows every Adeptus either, but I'll bet you know someone who probably does. Zhongli. What would Zhongli have to say about you? Mr. Star Snatcher. I think he wants us to sweeten the deal.
Oh, that's right! Some of those believers mentioned that they had to pay a pretty sum for the Adeptus' help, didn't they?
They did, which is my primary reason for being extremely suspicious of him.
Well, Paimon's not forking over anymore.
Mhm. That's
and
my
we
Paimon.
don't have anything valuable enough on us.
Yeah, no, we're not giving up a single coin.
You don't even have a vision.
True. I don't think people put visions up for sale, though. No need to rub it in. Oh, Traveler, there's no shame. You are far stronger than any vision wielder. In fact, I still stand by that you're probably far stronger than most gods. Though, I guess you and your brother did technically lose that fight. So maybe not. And the Shogun is scary, so yeah, no, I retract that statement. I don't think people put visions up for sale, though, Paimon.
Hey, why don't we make him a tasty snack? No one can resist the temptation of good food, can they?
Paimon, that is not what I meant by sweeten the deal. Nom, sounds good. No one who shares your values, for sure.
Yep, a tasty snack is sure to work.
You know, you do realize, Paimon, the snack isn't for you, though, right?
Why don't we head over to Wanwen Bookhouse and see if they got any new recipes in?
Oh? I didn't realize that was its name. I think that's the first I've heard it.
I still have some valuables at home, Star Snatcher. I can bring them tomorrow to see if they're to your liking.
Don't do that. He's just going to squeeze you for everything he can and then leave you high and dry. Poor guys.
Please, Star Snatcher, watch over me.
I mean, it is true that he does have an Adeptal talisman, but the Adeptus would really need to do that. A real Adeptus. Female believer.
I'm only at ease with the Master of Stars present.
You need not fret. As long as you evidence your faith, your wishes will be granted.
I'm gonna need a solid explanation from you exactly how they're gonna be granted. What do you plan on doing? More of this imagination? Yeah, no. Oh, he's here.
So, you'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti?
He is trying to be like a Yaksha. I knew it.
Yes. Here, and keep the change.
Oh, aren't you generous? Thank you for your patronage.
Well, he's at least not greedy enough to, penny pinch at, at least. Yeah, trying to.
Hey, isn't that, Star Snapper? What a coincidence running into him again.
Coincidence? Or adeptincidence? Doesn't roll off the tongue, but damn it, that's good.
Did you hear the name of the book he just bought? Was it Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti?
That is correct.
Well, anyway, it was definitely a book about the Adepti. Why would an Adeptus want to buy a book about himself?
So he knows better how to impersonate them. Perhaps he's a narcissist? I always found him fishy.
Really? What's so fishy about him?
Didn't you smell it? He's, why would an Adeptus want people to pay more? He's a charlatan, if you ask me. His mask is so ugly. That's mean. But let's go with it.
That's true. It really is.
Oof.
Very suspicious.
Not like a cool mask like Xiao has. If I remember right, there's kind of a dark and sad story behind them. I should go back and watch. It's been a while. I haven't watched his trailer in a long time. I just remember it being tragic.
Paimon thinks we should check out that book. Maybe we'll find out something about this guy that we can use.
Yeah. Might have been the... did she say it was the last copy?
Hey there! We'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adeptal. Do you have one in stock?
Huh. Since when did that old chestnut become a bestseller?
No, we are just... don't worry about it.
You're a rare breed of youngster if this is what you like to read. But you should be able to find a copy somewhere on that desk over there.
Oh, good. From the sound of it, it's not that popular. I'm kind of surprised you had more than one copy. I appreciate it, though. I see another one over here. Verses of Equilibrium.
This is the one! Let's see what it's all about, shall we?
Let us dig in, Paimon.
In ancient times,
Ooh.
Liyue was a land of misery, where the shadow of evil loomed large.
Is that the...
As slain gods festered, their vengeful wrath cursed the world,
Yeah, we've seen
manifesting
that.
in infernal forms. When demons stirred, miasmas, monsters, and mutations infested the land.
Oh, that's all the
Then
creatures
Rex
that we fight.
Lapis summoned the Yakshas to vanquish the demons. They swore an oath. Restore order through slaughter, purge evil through battle. To this, we dedicate our lives.
There are only 5 of them.
Eons of bloodshed later, karmic debt weighed upon them. Phantom wrath seeping into their broken souls.
Yeah, that was
They
it.
went mad with fear, turned on each other, or succumbed to the darkness.
Poor guys.
Of the 5 foremost Yakshas, death came to 3, while the 4th vanished without a trace.
Huh.
In the millennia since, one conqueror of demons remains the sole surviving Yaksha in the mortal realm. And only on moonlit nights,
Yep.
in the glow from Guyon,
Oh,
and in the
Venti.
sound of the Dihua flute, is his memory preserved.
Poor Shao. Man. Karmic retribution for upholding their duty. Protecting people from terrible creatures.
This book is about the Yakshas, a group of Adepti who defend Lyre.
Yeah, and then paid the price for it. It really is tragic. So one of them disappeared. Granted, for like a millennia, I think they said, Zhongli said. But, I don't know, that does leave the door open for the possibility that they're still alive and out there. That we could run into them someday.
Seems like a pretty niche topic. Was there anything that stood out to you?
Well, I feel bad for Shao. I mean, I've felt bad for Shao for a long time, but... About demons. About the sole surviving Yaksha. I mean, about all of it.
So, there used to be 5 main Yakshas.
Yeah.
But supposedly, only one of them is still alive today.
I thought there were more. I mean, I guess they said 5 main Yakshas. So there could have been more. Yeah, I don't know why I was under the... I felt like... Maybe I got the impression from the trailer that I had watched. In my mind, though, there used to be maybe dozens.
Do you think that it could have anything to do with that Star Snatcher guy?
No, definitely not.
No, surely not. He doesn't exactly give off the impression that he's been suffering for thousands of years.
Yeah, you know, actually, the fact that we're having this conversation, maybe this actually is the first introduction to Shao. Since I think we would know that he is the sole surviving Yaksha at this point, otherwise. About demons.
The book says that the wrathful spirits of the gods defeated during the Archon War can sometimes cause plagues, monsters, or mutations.
Right, which we've seen a lot of. And also, I mean, the gods, we've definitely seen what a dead god can do. I mean, we've seen that a few times, I suppose. Both times in Liyue, or no, in Inazuma.
All of which sound pretty horrendous. Hey, wait a second! Paimon wonders if...
Yeah?
Do you think those super evil hilly churls we saw earlier were the mutations that the book's talking about?
No, I feel like the miasma and all that is long since dealt with. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that is related, if not, the same exact thing as the darkness that basically swept over the land that we heard about periodically in Inazuma. That I'm pretty sure was said to be have been a worldwide phenomenon. We might have even heard about that in Kanamiya. No, maybe not. I think it was just during the Shogun Quest and the Island Quest. About karma.
The book says that the Yakshas, after fighting against the wrath of the gods for thousands of years, became bound by karma.
Right. And actually, I thought the Archon War was... Well, now I'm wondering how long ago that was. In my head, I was thinking we had heard that it was like 1,000 years ago. But thousands. Maybe it was more like a few thousand years ago. But no, they fought against the wrath of the gods for thousands of years, though. And the gods they were fighting were the fallen gods from the Archon War. So the Archon War was probably closer to like 10,000 years ago at least.
Poisoned by the hateful thoughts of the gods, the Yakshas would often descend into indescribable fits of terror, rage, or agony.
I see what they mean by karma then. Okay. Not like a cosmic karma, but this makes more sense. But still extremely tragic.
It's so tragic. After everything they went through and all of their years of protecting Liyue, they got no reward and had to deal with so much suffering instead.
Gave their sanity and their lives. And for Xiao, he perpetually isolates himself from everyone else. Presumably because he's been infected by this karma as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure it says that in his character bio. That's like what using his mask ability does. It channels that. That's why it hurts him, I think. Nothing else I can think of.
Yep, Paimon thinks we've already summed up all the key points. So back to the matter at hand. The things we need answers on are 1, where did those super evil-looking hilly trolls come from? And 2, what does Star Snatcher have to do with the Yakshas, right?
Well, the answer to the second one is nothing. I'm fairly confident in. But, the first one is an interesting question. I mean, they did give off an aura. I guess they could just be really angry with each other, but then the talisman drove them off as well, though.
Now to head back to where this all started and commence our investigation. Let's part the fog of mystery that hangs over Dwayne Karst and let the truth shine through in its full glory.
All right, Paimon. You're getting a little poetic yourself now. So we're playing detective now, are we?
To be honest, Paimon actually hopes he is a real Adeptus. His exorcism technique seemed real enough at least.
That I will grant. He was able to successfully drive off the hilly trolls.
But if we get our hopes up, there's further for them to come down. So it makes sense to investigate thoroughly first, just to be sure.
I agree, Paimon. Though, like I said, I am definitely not leaning towards him being a real Adeptus. Definitely leaning towards fraud.
Alright, let's head back to Wangshu Inn!
Didn't you say Joyu and Karst, Paimon? Make up your mind, silly. I know she's just being poetic, but... Those Hilichurls back? Huh. Interesting. I wonder if Shao is watching us from atop the tree. He does go... He's very good at stealth. Popping up behind you.
Flee at my command, foul demons!
Not gonna work this time?
Flee!
Uh-oh.
Why won't you flee?
Yeah, definitely a fraud. But also, we should probably step in. Ooh, too bad we don't have a certain translator here. She could tell us what they were saying.
Uh-oh, looks like Star Snatcher's in trouble! And there are innocent bystanders here too! We have to step in!
Yeah. Probably, these are probably infected by karma. Somehow. For some reason.
Oh, I don't get it. Why didn't the Sigil of Permission
That was
do
it.
anything?
I knew it was the thing we had seen before. Forgetting the name, but yeah, the Sigils of Permission. I knew it. It just looked familiar.
Has the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
Apparently so.
Sigil of Permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar?
Ah, yes, the get out of Joyun free card. That's fun.
Right! It's a keepsake of the Adepti, so it must still contain traces of their power.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
No wonder he was able to scare those monsters away earlier.
Yeah, they thought they were dealing with an Adeptus. Which, if they actually were, he wouldn't have needed the sigil.
What are you two babbling on about? One is merely underslept, meaning that one's adeptal power is not in full flow.
You are a fool.
Were one but given another opportunity...
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch of evil
Really?
naturals over there. Should we leave them to you then?
Damn, Paimon, you can be savage sometimes. But that's part of why I love you.
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one has overexpended one's adeptal powers.
Of course.
Otherwise, one would surely purge these infernal beings at once.
Absolutely, I believe you.
So you were just bragging after all. We were right to be suspicious.
Yeah, it was very much a sort of, not a humble brag, but a, yeah, he was bragging.
Come on, Traveler. Looks like it's up to us. Use your elemental sight and hunt them down.
But didn't you just see them? What do you have to say?
It's not like the Master of Stars to fail an exorcism. Perhaps he isn't feeling well today?
Yeah, no, he's a fake. And actually, now that I know that for sure, I think it was coincidence that he said the moon, the cloud, and the mountain, cloud, and moon. He wasn't being clever or cheeky. Just lucky.
I can't believe that the Master of Stars wasn't powerful enough to defeat those Hilichurls.
They weren't actually that powerful, though. He's just, weak.
What happened there? A good thing we had you around, huh?
Yeah, please stop hanging out around here. Either go to the Wangshu Inn or back to Leo or wherever it is you live. but you guys have been standing in this field that is just infested with evil hilly trolls for too long.
One is merely feeling unwell. One hopes that you shall not spread these tidings wantonly.
I am going to spread them extremely wantonly. Alright, hilly trolls. Is that them over there? Yeah.
Oh, it's that conqueror of demons again.
Oh, yeah.
No
There
wonder.
he is.
Paimon was just wondering who could have made such short work of these hilly trolls.
Now,
Let's see what a real Adeptus has to say about all this.
this part's cool. So when we were reading the book, it sounded like we didn't know who he was. But here we obviously do. I'd be curious to see what you guys have to say, if this was supposed to be the first introduction to him or not.
It's you. I remember you.
Good to see you again, Xiao.
I was purging some living beings that had been tainted by the demonic. It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
What? No? Why would you think that?
Huh? He isn't usually this polite. What's going on? But you are exercising demons. How is that causing trouble?
Yeah.
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely, from the karma I have accumulated.
Yeah. Which is also why he, isolates himself. Which is still extremely sad.
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean...
So Xiao is the final Yaksha?
Yeah. Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that means... Oh.
Aww. Sad Paimon always makes me sad.
Poor Xiao.
Yeah. He's, there's a lot of tragic characters, but he is one of them. We need your, we read about your past in a book. We were just reading a book called Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti.
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago.
So you're not a fan? And not particularly accurate?
All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We Yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears.
Even so, you might be saying that, but I bet deep down, you probably feel differently. You're putting on a brave face, but his mask is so much cooler.
My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Maybe so. It doesn't make it less tragic, though.
Oh, Paimon's sorry.
There's nothing wrong with, shedding tears over the departed, Xiao.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to purge a cavern of demonic influence, so we shall part ways here.
Well, good luck with that. Though I imagine we're probably going to tag along.
Wait! Take us with you! We'll be a big help! Paimon promises.
Or at least the Traveler will. Paimon will offer moral support.
No need. I am used to fighting alone. And in any case, these mutations originated from me to begin with.
You're used to fighting alone, but you might enjoy fighting with a comrade again after however many thousands of years it's been.
Well then... Oh! Consider it Paimon's penance for being accidentally rude just now. Please?
Aw.
Well,
Come on, Xiao.
come on then.
Here you go. I think you secretly enjoy it.
So, Xiao, you've been suffering
Oh,
from
wow.
the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to pay for eons of endless slaughter. I have come to accept this.
I mean, eons
But
of...
in recent years, other living things have suffered, when the burden should be mine alone to bear. I must reflect on this.
That seems, you know, not quite right, though. Endless years of slaughter sounds bad, but you were fighting against, you know, evil, corruption, literal demonic forces. I mean, it's not like you were doing anything bad.
Finish your preparations, and we shall enter. We should not leave those monsters be for too long.
Of course. Well, I guess let's head in then to the Karma Heavy Cavern. Wow. Level 88. That means this one will probably be fairly difficult. No character recommendations, so we'll stick with... Actually, no, let's move back to, our Leobat party. Sorry, Mona. Let's replace you with Xiangling.
Just sharpen my spear.
Yeah. Not optimal, but needs to be entirely Lua.
Ooh, this place gives Paimon goosebumps.
It's kind of cool.
I will use the ritual known as the Bane of All Evil to relieve this place of its karma.
Wasn't that the name of, like, your talent or your skill?
You must remain calm. Do not allow yourself to be affected by the lingering wrath of bygone gods.
Worry not.
Disappear!
There it is. Yeah. Quest-specific effect. As a result of the buildup of divine karma in the area, Xiao will have Bane of All Evil permanently activated and will constantly lose HP. Right. Additionally, the effects of the divine karma will allow Xiao to regenerate HP when he deals damage to opponents. Oh, cool. Well, we better hurry then.
Worthless! Worthless!
He really is good.
Boring.
Really will go well with Shen Yun.
Here!
We
Worthless!
actually can make an entire Adeptus party, I think. We're just about near it.
Worthless!
Because we got Shen Yun, Xiao, Zhongli,
Worthless.
and I mean, I think. Well,
Worthless!
Bane of all evil. That must be the power you got for being a vigilant yaksha, right? Paimon's just realized that you only wear your mask when you're fighting the bad guys. But that Star Snatcher guy wears his mask the rest of the time too.
yeah.
Star Snatcher. I am aware of no Adeptus by such a name.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
So he is a fraud! Well, we'll continue this discussion later. You should focus on your battle for now.
Yeah. Damn it, Paimon, you interrupted my thought. I forgot what I was saying. But
Here!
yeah. Oh, Miss Lawyer. I think she's an adept, a whole, well, half Adeptus.
Worthless!
Otherwise, we have a few, well, a few, disciples we could, use instead. It's nice to be able to use Xiao. Oh, is this the end?
Worthless.
He's a pretty, he is pretty heavy on the, kind of, field time requirement here to use him. Nice. More so, especially now. He would go much better with some off-field DPSs. I guess it's no different than like Sino, though.
Here. Here. Boring.
Hey. Ah. Let's get rid of you.
Here. Boring. Worthless.
Come on, swirl. There you go.
Here.
You last one? Perfect.
It is good that we came here. An unusual number of living things had fallen under infernal influence. Had we not arrived in good time, the consequences would have been unthinkable.
Well, that would be bad. Glad we could, well, I guess we didn't really help. But I'm glad we could tag along for, some emotional support. Because, despite what you say, you need a friend. Everyone needs a friend.
Now, this Star Snatcher you speak of, what is the situation?
He's just a fraud taking advantage of, well, the name of the Yakshas to, squeeze people out of their money.
Ooh, Paimon will tell you.
He's pretty, he's doing a really shitty thing.
An Adeptus who grants wishes. To think that people could be so easily deceived by such blatant lies.
I mean, to be fair to the people, the Adepti aren't exactly common these days, or they don't really interact with people all that much. It's not surprising that they would gain some misconceptions over the many centuries.
As an Adeptus, do you have the power to grant wishes, Yao?
I wish, but no.
The Liyue of yesteryear would never ask the Adepti for boons unearned.
Sure, but I mean, boon isn't the same exact thing as a wish.
Millennia ago, the ancestral people of Liyue asked for nothing more than the strength to defend the land they called their home.
Right.
To be honest, an Adepti who grants people's wishes is probably more appealing to people nowadays.
I mean, perhaps. But I don't think Adeptal powers are gonna be able to. It's not gonna be like a wish spell or a genie.
However feeble people nowadays may be, they are not my concern. I concern myself only with following Rex Lapis's original decree.
Destroying evil?
Oops. Paimon spoke without thinking again.
I'm almost surprised Rex old Zhongli hasn't freed you guys from that. Well, I guess you specifically from that decree by now.
Oh, one more thing. That fake Adeptus has a sigil of permission. It's what he uses to exorcise demons.
Wait, truly?
Yeah.
Fool. Exorcising demons without exterminating them. It is no wonder they have been congregating here.
Yeah. He is a bit of a fool.
If this continues, things may spiral out of even my control. We must confiscate his sigil of permission.
Is that all? I think I'd like to teach him a lesson. Yeah, I at least need to get him to return whatever it is he's taken from those people. I mean, we can't return their time, and we can't return any real harm he may have caused by making them not pursue other actions, especially the guy with the sick family. But,
Great minds think alike! Paimon agrees. We've got to show that trickster what you get for trying to fool us.
oh, it's not us I'm worried about, Paimon. It's those poor people he suckered.
And it just so happens that we've got a real Adeptus with us too. If Xiao were to teach Star Snatcher a lesson, you can bet he'll never dare to pose as an Adeptus ever again.
Xiao, are you allowed to just beat up random people? You know, by Zhongli's decree?
No. I only slay demons.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
do not kill mortals.
Who said anything about killing him?
Seriously. I said teach him a lesson. Not a... You can't learn a lesson if you're dead.
It would certainly benefit Liyue if we could convince him to cease his wicked ways.
There you go.
I possess an art called Dream Trawler.
Oh?
It is normally used to separate the soul from the body. That
Yeah,
one
that's
might
scary.
cultivate oneself in a waking dream.
So we're gonna give him a nightmare?
But it can also be used to call forth the spirits of others.
Ooh.
Whoa. Now that's a real Adepti art for ya.
Yeah, that's a new one, huh? That sounds pretty cool. Similar to gifting dreams and visions. Were you quoting, Traveler? Scare him out of his wits for sure. Now, who are you quoting?
A ritual must be performed for this art to be used. Assist me in gathering a few items. A censer, 7 lamps, and something to reduce the temperature.
Okay.
Reduce the temperature. Oh, some mist flowers will probably do, right?
Yeah. I think Miss Flowers will do.
But as for the censer and the 7 lamps, probably not the kinds of things we're gonna just stumble across in the wild.
Not in the wild, but I mean, Liyue Harbor would certainly have lamps. Lots of lamps. The sensor, I'm actually not sure what he's referring to there. Maybe when I see it, I'll recognize it, but not the name.
Do you know of the 2 Yaksha statues that stand guard beside a merchant road on the southern face of Mount Tianheng?
Maybe? I mean, I know some statues. I don't think I knew they were Yaksha statues.
The ancestors of the people of Liyue built shrines there to honor the Yakshas.
Well, that's good.
You should still be able to find some ceremonial items there.
Excellent. I'm happy that they honor them, considering they gave up their lives in defense of them.
Once you have found them, meet me at the Yaksha statues after nightfall, and I will teach you how to use this art.
Oh, you're not going to do it yourself? All right. Well. Delicious, precious chest.
Huh?
Oh, you could say hi to Rex Lapis right now, Xiao. Yeah, I'm here for you. All right. Okay. I do think that's where we're gonna end it for today. I don't imagine there's a whole lot more left, but these quests do have a way of carrying on longer than I expect. So, we'll finish this up probably next time.